The morning light breaks through the darkness, bringing with it the promise of a new beginning. In moments of pain and uncertainty, when the weight of the world seems unbearable, it is essential to remember that there is a safe haven. The Word teaches us that, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." This passage invites us to trust, to rest in the arms of the Creator, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Sometimes we face days when despair sets in and hope seems distant. It's at these times that we need to remember that God's presence never abandons us. How do you feel when the storm approaches? Have you ever felt alone, even in a crowd? It's exactly at these moments that faith can become our anchor, allowing us to find peace in the midst of chaos. Picture yourself walking through a dark valley. Each step is heavy, and uncertainty surrounds you. But as you look up, you notice a soft light shining in the distance. This light represents the hope that never goes out. Even when darkness seems to dominate, you are not alone. Divine love is by your side, guiding you and strengthening you at every step. Life can be challenging, and difficulties can make us question ourselves. However, it is in fragility that we find the strength that sustains us. When you surrender to the Lord's care, you discover that even on the worst days, there is a purpose, a lesson to be learned. And even if pain is present, hope can flourish. As we prepare for what lies ahead, remember that each morning brings the possibility of renewal. May you open your heart and allow the light to enter, even if you are facing the most difficult of days. This moment is just the beginning of something bigger, an invitation to transformation and resilience. May you be ready to welcome this coming change, for it is in divine love that we find the true strength to move forward. Have you ever felt trapped in a labyrinth of emotions, where every step seems to take you deeper into an abyss of uncertainty? Sometimes the pain we carry is silent, like a shadow that refuses to go away, even when the sun is shining outside. It's as if the morning light can't break through the heavy clouds enveloping your heart. You wonder if this anguish will ever go away, if there is a way to the peace that seems so far away. The internal struggle between believing and giving up can be exhausting, and you often find yourself questioning whether faith is enough to get you through the darkest valleys. On a routine basis, this pain manifests itself in subtle ways. A lost look, a forced smile, the feeling that no one really sees what's going on inside you. You try to move on, but each day brings the memory of wounds that haven't yet healed. The weight of expectations, of unfulfilled dreams, becomes a burden you don't know how to carry. It's in this silence that vulnerability becomes a deafening scream, and you feel as if you're drowning in a sea of loneliness, struggling to keep your head above water. Have you ever felt like that? As if the only company was the pain that insists on not leaving you. It's normal to feel this way, even when the world seems to keep turning. What you don't realize is that this invisible wear and tear is part of the journey. Your internal struggle, the search for answers in the midst of chaos, is a reflection of the human condition. And although the darkness may seem like all there is a deep whisper inside you that yearns for something more, something that can bring you the hope you so desperately want. And even when all seems lost, the opening to a new path can appear where you least expect it, like the morning light that, even in the midst of clouds, always finds a way to shine through. God is not oblivious to your suffering. He notices every tear you shed and every heavy sigh you breathe. In moments of pain and uncertainty, His presence is a safe haven. His word reminds us in Psalms chapter 34, verse 18, that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the oppressed. This promise is an invitation to you, who feel trapped in an emotional labyrinth, to open up to His restorative presence. When the weight of the world seems unbearable, it is essential to remember that you are not alone. In Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, Jesus calls us, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." This is a powerful statement that echoes in your heart. You can bring your doubts, fears, and pain to Him. He wants you to find rest in His company. Imagine yourself before Him, bringing your anguish, feeling heard and welcomed. This is the essence of divine love, which does not turn away in times of trial, but draws even closer. As you navigate these confusing feelings, allow the biblical truths to penetrate your being. Pain and anguish don't define who you are, but they are part of a journey that can lead you to a place of renewal. In every difficulty, God's presence is a beacon that lights the way. Even if you still can't see the way out, He is by your side, guiding your steps, offering comfort and strength even in the darkest hours. In this delicate moment, remember that the morning light always comes after the darkest night. Transformation is a process, and His presence is the key that opens doors to hope. You are being called to embrace this change. It's not about having all the answers, but about trusting that the journey, however difficult, is under God's loving gaze. He doesn't promise that everything will be easy, but He does promise to be with you every step of the way. As you turn to Him, your heart can begin to find peace, even if there are still challenges ahead. This is the strength that comes from faith, an anchor in the midst of life's storms. And now, as you prepare for the next step, allow the divine light to begin to touch your wounds and heal your soul, preparing you for what lies ahead. Not everyone accepts God's loving response. There are times when resistance arises, as subtle as a cold breath. Ignoring this voice may seem like a harmless choice at first glance, but the consequences are profound and often silent. When we deviate from the path He reveals in His Word, we begin to distance ourselves from the light that guides us. The sense of peace that once filled our hearts can give way to an anguishing emptiness, a restlessness that sets in without warning. Spiritually, this distance can lead us to a state of confusion and uncertainty. The mind, once clear and focused, becomes a maze of doubts and fears. We feel the weight of responsibility that comes with ignoring the teachings that have been offered to us with love and wisdom. The lack of alignment with God's will is not just a matter of disobedience, it is an invitation to solitude, to disconnection with the source of our strength. It is in this space that hope fades and the darkness seems denser. Detachment often begins with small concessions, a detour here, a welcomed doubt there, and suddenly we're in a place we never imagined. The heart can gradually harden, becoming insensitive to the voice that cries out for our attention. What was once a whisper becomes a distant echo, and God's presence, which used to bring us comfort, seems to drift away. Have you ever wondered what your life would be like if every little deviation were recognized and corrected? What could change if you opened your heart to listen again to the voice that guides you? When reflecting on these questions, it is essential for each of us to examine our path and notice the subtleties of drifting away. What have you been ignoring? What feelings have been pushed aside on your journey? The answers to these questions can be challenging, but they are essential. Recognition is the first step, and the tension we feel when we look inside is a clear sign that something needs to be adjusted. We are about to enter a space of surrender that can transform our experience. However, this journey requires courage and a willingness to face what is hidden in our hearts. Right now, I invite you to stop and look inside yourself. I recognize the vulnerability that inhabits your heart, the struggle you face, and the uncertainties that can seem heavy. This is a safe space, a haven where you can be authentic and true. There's no rush, just a gentle invitation to allow yourself to feel. I understand that surrender can feel like an internal battle, a conflict between the desire to let go and the fear of the unknown. It's common to feel resistance, as if there were an invisible barrier separating us from the peace we so long for. But know that this struggle is valid and part of the process. You are not alone, and the pain you feel is not ignored. There is love and compassion waiting to welcome you. Now I want to invite you to consider surrender. Imagine yourself as a loose leaf being carried by the gentle breeze, allowing the current to guide you. There is a loving Father calling you home, a shelter where your soul can rest and be renewed. This surrender is not an act of weakness, but a courageous choice to trust in something greater, to open yourself up to the light that is always there, even on the darkest days. Allow yourself to feel the urgency of this intimate decision, which comes from deep within you. It's not a forced surrender, but a conscious act of allowing yourself to be enveloped by grace. You can decide now in your silence to let go of the weight that doesn't belong to you and make room for transformation. Feel this choice forming within you, like a seed germinating in the fertile soil of your soul. As you prepare for this moment of surrender, know that every step you take towards the light is a step towards peace. It's time to collect yourself, to prepare for the prayer that is to come, a sacred moment of connection where you can open yourself completely to the love and compassion that are ready to envelop you. Take a deep breath and allow your heart to align with this intention. The journey begins here. Take a moment for yourself. Allow the silence to envelop your heart and mind. Feel the tranquility that settles around you, like a cloak welcoming your worries. In this sacred moment, you don't need to be moving, because this is the space where the soul quiets down and prepares for intimacy with the divine. Recognize that this moment is more than a simple prayer. It is a profound surrender of your essence. It is the recognition that behind every struggle and pain, there is a light that wants to manifest. Let this awareness penetrate your being, allowing your worries to dissolve slowly, like the mist at dawn. Turn your attention inwards. Feel your heart beating, each beat reminding you that you are loved and welcomed. Take a deep breath. Inhale serenity and exhale accumulated tensions. This is a time to listen, to open up to the presence that is always around you, ready to guide you through the labyrinths of your emotions. Imagine yourself in a sacred space where the divine presence is palpable, where every breath is an opportunity for connection. Allow your soul to expand in this environment, where there is no rush, only the certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. The invitation is for you to be willing to listen, feel, and welcome what is to come. As you prepare for this encounter, align yourself with the intention of openness and surrender. Let your heart become an altar where vulnerability is embraced and faith is strengthened. Feel the security that comes from recognizing that you are not alone, that there is a love that permeates everything, ready to envelop you and guide you. Now, with a light heart and a serene mind, you are approaching the sacred moment that is about to unfold. This is the prelude to an intimate conversation where the essence of your being will find the light it is waiting to shine. Lord, I come to you with an open heart, recognizing that in the midst of pain and despair, I have finally found the courage to speak to you. Today, I leave here everything I carry with me, the deep sorrows that have weighed heavily on my soul. I give you the fear that paralyzes me, the doubt that consumes me, and the shame that prevents me from moving forward. I feel lost, but I know that in you there is a safe space where I can be myself, without masks, without burdens. I believe that, even in the midst of weakness, I can trust in your presence. Sometimes tears seem to be all I have, but even those I give to you, like a silent cry echoing in my being. I feel your light enveloping me. Even though the darkness seems dense and impenetrable, I know that you are with me, even when I can't see the path ahead of me. With every word I utter, I reaffirm my intention to give myself to you. I don't look for immediate answers. I don't expect guarantees, but I surrender my heart as an act of faith. Right now, I'm not looking for control or solutions. I just want to let your love envelop me, transform me, and heal me. It's a surrender that goes beyond words, a surrender that comes from the depths of my soul. Lord, I'm here, broken, but willing to accept your embrace. I recognize that surrender is an act of love, a step towards the healing I so long for. May my vulnerability be the path to your grace, and through this surrender, may I feel your presence in an intense and real way. And as I open myself to this experience, I know that there is more inside me that needs to be exposed and dealt with. There are wounds that cry out for your light, and I am ready to move forward so that in you I can find not only consolation, but also the true transformation that my heart longs for. Lord, here I am, in the continuity of this surrender, recognizing every part of me that longs for healing. I come before you with my heart open and vulnerable, longing for your light to penetrate the wounds that hurt me so much. You know, O God, where the pain hides in the deepest shadows of my soul. Your wisdom knows the scars that cannot be seen, the ones I carry in silence, and I ask you to touch each one of them. My spirit cries out for healing in the areas that shake me, the fears that paralyze me, and the insecurities that surround me. Look, Lord, at the frustrations that accumulate, the disappointments that have become walls in my being. Touch, Lord, my tired heart, the one that often feels heavy and wounded by the wear and tear of life. May my tears not be in vain, but may they be a balm that brings to light what needs to be dealt with. You know, Father, how loneliness can be an oppressive shadow and how sadness can become a burden that is difficult to carry. Free me, Lord, from the chains that bind me to painful memories and frustrated expectations. May I feel your restorative presence, more than seeking answers to my questions. May your love envelop every part of me, bringing a consolation that only you can offer. May I feel your gentle breeze in the midst of the internal storm. May I recognize your healing touch in the areas that need renewing. Come, Lord, and transform pain into learning, sadness into strength, and doubt into faith. May I see beauty even in the wounds, and may I witness your grace at work through each of them. In this moment I surrender to you the memories that hold me back, the thoughts that torment me, and the emotions that destabilize me. May healing flow like a river, washing away every dark corner of my being. Help me to trust that transformation is a process, and that even if I don't understand everything, your presence is enough to guide me. As I cry out for this restorative touch, I can already feel empowerment approaching. May I soon rise with the strength that comes from you, renewed and ready to move forward. Lord, as I feel the relief of your presence, I cry out for the strength to stand firm. I thank you that I have surrendered my pains and insecurities to you, and now I seek spiritual sustenance to continue on this journey. May every step I take be guided by your hand, for I know that in you I find true strength. Lord, in the midst of daily struggles, I ask that you search me with the courage to face each challenge. May I be able to withstand the storms that come my way, and even in the most difficult times, may my soul remain anchored in you. May I not seek strength in myself, but recognize that true steadfastness comes from your grace, which surrounds and strengthens me. I trust that it is in my dependence on you that I will find the resilience I need to move forward. Strengthen my spirit, Lord, so that I can remain faithful to the purpose you have placed in my heart. May your light continue to shine in my life, dispelling the shadows of doubt and fear. Help me to be constant, even when the journey becomes arduous, and may my faith in you be the rock on which I stand. Don't let me become discouraged, but let me see every obstacle as an opportunity to see your hand at work in my life. I know that I am not alone, because your presence surrounds me and guides me. When my strength seems low, may I remember that your strength is infinite. May I look at each day as a new chance to live in accordance with your designs, always seeking your direction. May I hear your voice as I walk, bringing clarity and discernment so that I know exactly where I need to go. Lord, prepare my heart for the next stage, where I will seek your guidance. May I be attentive to your signs and willing to follow the path you show me. In you, I place my trust and long to discern your will in all areas of my life. After feeling the strength that comes from your light, I put myself in a state of listening, seeking your direction, Lord. In this moment of introspection, I breathe deeply and let my worries dissipate, allowing silence to envelop me. May this silence be a sacred space where I can hear your gentle voice, which guides me and illuminates the paths I must follow. In you I trust, and it is in your wisdom that I seek to rest my heart. May every step I take today be guided by your hand, which leads me to decisions that reflect your will. Lord, I surrender to you with humility, aware that I don't know everything, and that your vision is infinitely greater than mine. I cry out for this wisdom, not just to understand what to do, but to know how to see the world with your eyes, how to interpret every situation with the discernment that comes from on high. I want more than quick answers. I want to understand your purpose in every moment of waiting. May I learn to value the process, to trust in your timing, and to find peace even in uncertainty. Help me to be patient and to welcome the silences, knowing that your plan is often revealed little by little. I surrender to your rhythm, aware that each step is part of a greater journey that I cannot yet see. Renew my mind and heart, Lord. May I reflect your light in my interactions and decisions, bringing the wisdom I receive to everyone around me. May I never lose sight of the importance of listening and learning, of welcoming your teaching in every situation I face. As I prepare for the next phase of my prayer, may my listening become proclamation. May I declare with faith the truths that will be revealed to me, and by following your direction, may I also be an instrument of hope and light for others. May my life be a testimony to your grace and wisdom that guide me. In this moment of surrender, I recognize the wisdom that comes from above, and I cry out with confidence. What has already been revealed in my heart, I now proclaim. I am a child of God, loved and chosen, and in the midst of life's storms, I declare that the divine light shines upon me. I do not walk by sight, but by faith, and even when challenges arise, I know that the Lord's faithfulness never fails. I am clothed in strength and courage, because the Lord is my rock and my fortress. The Bible teaches me that in all things I am more than conqueror, and I hold on to this truth in my life. I receive the renewal of my mind and heart, allowing God's light to reflect in and through me. I declare that my scars become testimonies of the grace that sustains me, and that the pain of the past does not define me, but prepares me for what is to come. I affirm that every tear shed is a seed of hope, and I trust that the harvest is certain. The Lord guides me along paths of justice, and I follow his direction with humility. I don't seek quick answers, but the depth of his love and the clarity of his voice in my life. I put myself in a position to listen, and every word I receive is a foundation for my faith. I give thanks for the Holy Spirit who dwells in me, enabling me to discern and to walk in obedience. At every step I declare that I am guided by his light and enveloped by his grace. I trust that the Lord is working in all things for my good, and I surrender to this process. I am a vessel of honor, prepared for good works, reflecting the glory of my Creator in all that I do. May my life be a testimony of God's love, and may I be a channel of hope for those around me. As I close this prayer, I give thanks for every revelation, for every moment of listening, and for every promise that is fulfilled in me. May I continue to walk in the certainty that the Lord is with me all my days, and that his light will never go out. O Lord, at this moment of closure, I come to you with a heart full of gratitude. I thank you for your constant presence, which surrounds me and guides me on every step of my journey. Today, as I reflect on the light that dispels the shadows and the shelter I find in you, I recognize how blessed I am by your grace. You have heard my pleas, Lord, and every scar I bear is a testimony to your love and the strength you give me to overcome the storms. I feel your hand in my life, bringing healing and renewal, and for that I thank you with all my heart. Thank you for teaching me to trust in your plans, even when I can't see the way ahead. With the certainty that your light will accompany me, I am ready to face this day, armed with the courage that comes from faith. May every challenge I encounter be an opportunity to reflect your glory and to be a channel of hope for those around me. I know that no matter what comes my way, I am leaning on you, and that strengthens me every moment. Let us know in the comments what God has ministered in your life, because our experiences are precious and can encourage others on their journeys. In closing, I hope that each of us can walk with the certainty that we are always in your presence, surrounded by your love. May the peace that surpasses all understanding fill our hearts and guide us in every step. Thank you, Lord, for this time of prayer, for every word and every blessing you have poured out on us. May we go forward renewed and strengthened, always trusting in you. Amen.